Kyrie turned 18 recently. Her parents love to go abroad, which is why she lives alone in a big house. Only literature does not let you get bored. She has one dream: to be loved. And today something new will happen in her life. She will be able to meet the same writer as she is, Jonathan's teacher. He found inspiration in this remote town. Kyrie comes to classes earlier than anyone else. This amazes Jonathan, and he asks where she lives. They tell each other about their lives. Jonathan is amazed that Kyra has read the entire educational program. Kyra jokingly replies that she loves harder. Then Vinny comes into the office and leads his friend to talk. While they are not there, Jonathan looks at Kyra's books. He is distracted by Boris. He immediately realized that Jonathan reads a girl's book, since her plot is very vulgar. The guys wouldn't read it. Under the circumstances, Kyra likes to read a book written by Jonathan. He lives with his wife Beatrice. She is also a writer. He tells that her student reads his book. The duet begins to dance, but they are distracted by a call from Amy. A new day comes. The teachers are resting, sitting on a bench and drinking coffee. Boris is interested in whether ghosts live in the forest. A second later, Cairo comes out of the forest and approaches the teachers directly. Boris offers cookies, and Jonathan cannot take his eyes off Cairo. A little later, Vinny tries to attract Boris's attention. She directly says that she is interested in their communication. Kyra calls her confused. After the lessons, the friends gather together. Kyra admits that it is difficult for her to find a topic for the future book. Vinny offers to live through the moment, which will help in writing the topic. For example, intrigue with teachers. The problem is that none of them had serious relationships. Vinny wants her first date to be with Boris. Kyra must also understand that Mr. Jonathan looks at her in a special way. But Kyra denies everything. The rest of the day, she reads Jonathan's book. And during the lessons, they cannot take each other's eyes off. Jonathan asks to go to him after classes, and Kyra has the same desire in her head. Get all his attention. A little later, Jonathan decides to dance a little, but he is distracted by Kyra. She promises not to give anyone his passion. Jonathan offers to go to a poetry class. Suddenly, something will surprise her. He read her last work, and he liked it very much. Kyra burns with shame and explains what her work was about. Jonathan wants her to write a story in the style of her favorite author. Kyra takes the task, adding that she completely read his book, after which she repeats some phrases that she liked the most. Jonathan doesn't even know what to answer him. Kyra interrupts the awkward pause and asks for forgiveness. Suddenly, Vinny enters the office, and the duo ends the conversation. Today, the teacher and Beatrice visit a cafe. Vinny works there. Boris jokes about the girl, and Beatrice is interested in how beautiful the girl who read his book is. He replies that she is very smart and unique. Beatrice decides to declare that Jonathan is not a writer. He chose to work as a teacher. After that day, he no longer wrote a new book. Tomorrow, Kyra visits a writing club. She feels that this day will be very important to her. Jonathan is glad to see her. A guy comes on stage and reads his work. Jonathan listens to him carefully, but Kyra looks exclusively at Jonathan. Tomorrow, she brings coffee to the teachers. Boris shares his cookies. Kyra does not understand why Boris makes such delicious cookies, but does not tell anyone about it. He could sell it. Vinny will be able to make a logo. Today, the girls went to Jonathan. He tells that he is going to go on vacation with his wife. Vinny sees how the duo Milo communicate with each other. And when the teacher comes out, she offers Kyrie to take the first step and seduce Jonathan. Their conversation is interrupted by Boris. He decided to sell cookies. Vinny quickly joins their team. She only needs his number. That day, Kyra called Jonathan. He promises her that before leaving, he will come to her. Kyra argues that when love is real, it is quiet and inimitable. After a couple of hours, Jonathan comes to Kyra. She comes out of the house dressed in a white dress. All that Jonathan can do is stand and watch how she goes to him. Kyra stops and asks to come to her. Jonathan still stands still, and then Kyra takes the first step. With the next kiss, when he returns home, he constantly receives a message from Kyra. Beatrice is annoyed by the warning. This forces Jonathan to go to the barn. There he begins to read a new book by Kyra. He is distracted and imagines that the main characters are them. Not able to resist, he does a dirty thing. A new day comes. Kyra notices the strange behavior of Jonathan. She asks what happened to him. Jonathan replies that she needs to choose a new author. She claims that he asked to write a book about a topic that she knows. Jonathan asks if she really knows this. Kyra replies that it is them. Seeing how confused he is, Kyra says that it is about two similar people who deny social restrictions. Jonathan still considers this book too adult. Kyra is sure that he is too scared. They are not strangers now. Jonathan tries to explain that she is his student and he is a teacher. Kyra still wants to admit that the work is good. It's just that Jonathan doesn't want to admit it and calls Jonathan excessive, but without ambition. He can be much better, but now he is irresponsible. Before leaving, she leaves her story in the box for the administration. In the evening, girlfriends meet. Vinny asks if she likes Jonathan. Kyra calls him an imitation of sushi from the gas station, but she still loves him. At this time, Beatrice learns that her student wrote it, but he does not confess to whom the story was written. Beatrice manages to persuade him to tell about the work. Kyra offers Vinny to write to Boris. She does. He came to visit Jonathan's family. Beatrice notices how Boris is texting someone, but he won't tell who it is. The conversation begins to move to another level, and Boris removes the phone. Jonathan was called by the administration and accused of inappropriate relationships with Kyra, but he denies everything. He understands that if she manages to prove that they had something, he will be able to lose his job. Beatrice adds that not only work, and asks to tell the truth. Jonathan swears that nothing happened. Tomorrow, Kyra is skipping lessons. Vinny looks very confused. She tries to make Jonathan feel guilty, but he looks as cold as possible. Later, Kyra comes to the director and describes their adventures. Jonathan has to defend himself. He's lucky that their stories coincide. On the final question, Kyra answers that something happened to her that she didn't like. Obviously, Jonathan doesn't know what she answered, and this question confused him very much. At the exchange, Boris realizes that Jonathan has fallen in love with Kyra. He is not lucky that he does not see the line that cannot be crossed. It is because of this that he got into such a mess. Upon returning home, Beatrice already asks her questions. Beatrice does not believe in his lies. Jonathan could not deny that a spark flew between them and Kyra. This was the last drop. Beatrice is going to get a divorce. Vinny comes to Kyra and asks not to harm Jonathan. This will destroy his life, only in order to take revenge that he rejected her. Vinny will step in for Jonathan and say that Kyra is lying. She quickly replies that Vinny will not be able to do this. She has a compromise on her and Boris. When Kyra finishes writing a book about her and Jonathan, the film ends. Well, the Movie Best channel was with you. Write in the comments how you rate this film, or just highlight something interesting. See you very soon. Bye.